Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And it's a welcome back to me. It's been a little bit. I was missing it. I always do. This is Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2, and this is our Let's Play against the Soviet AI. And it'd be a little remiss for me not to mention what's going on in the world. Now, I was off on vacation. And what was that called? Well, my wife came up with something called a baby moon. We're expecting a baby in a couple of months, and so she decided we had to have not a honeymoon, but a baby moon last trip before the baby arrives. Okay, sure, why not? So we went through Las Vegas, and there was a reason for that. At the end of our trip, we went through Las Vegas, then we went to this place called Antelope Canyon. And if you've never seen Antelope Canyon, you should at some point. It's pretty crazy. It's where it's in the desert, sort of, right? But the water washes down when they have a big rain, and it creates these incredible caverns. And so we went through these caverns, and really beautiful. And then we went to the Grand Canyon. Pictures don't do that place justice. Just a big rip in the earth. That was kind of cool. And then finally, we picked up our new little puppy. So if a new baby on the way wasn't enough, now I've added a puppy to the mix. And so now we're trying to train the trying to train the puppy. So anyway, while all that was going on, of course, events in the world were spinning. I kept trying to catch the news and see what was going on. Again, that's not what this channel's for. I'm not going to sit here for an hour and talk about geopolitics, but I just assume if you're on this channel, you're interested in geopolitics and also just warfare in general. And, I'm not going to get too deep into it as far as bad, good, all of that stuff. Look, I mean, we've all got our thoughts on it and whatnot. And they probably are not too far off. From what I've seen, most of the world kind of feels the same way about it. I will say this, I will just say this from a military perspective. I'm a little confused of what Putin is up to, and that's because they're not sending their best. And what I mean their best is it's a bunch of older aircraft, a bunch of their older mechanized units. Um, I get the sense that Putin thought that the West was divided. He would walk into Kiev, he would negotiate a settlement for the eastern part of the country, and then set up a puppet regime or something. And he just didn't quite expect. I mean, this is just my take. I could be completely wrong, but that he didn't really expect that the Western world would unite. I think he thought the Germans were too dependent on Russian gas. That some of the former Eastern Bloc countries maybe would be scared to stand up. I think that he underestimated how much he would scare places like Poland and Estonia and Latvia, Lithuania. But it seems like the Russians, not the Soviets, the Russians have been more of a pinprick. I mean, we haven't seen the massive artillery barrages that we know that they could do. So it's very interesting to me. But we're going to move on to our game. I just thought it'd be a little ridiculous for us to be playing this game and for me not to mention what's going on in Ukraine, since we're in Ukraine, or the old Ukraine, every day here when we stream this game. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Dalajan. They're not even using artillery, which, of course, Soviet or old Soviet, now Russian military doctrine. Uh, yeah, I do think, Nord, you're absolutely right. I do think the war will be over in a week. And believe me, in the Western countries, we're getting all kinds of propaganda. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I've just, when you go across Twitter and people are saying that, the Russians have had 500 tanks destroyed, the ghost of Kiev is already an ace in an afternoon. This guy that used to deliver beer or something. I get that, and I think the negotiated settlement is probably on the way. But I do think Yeah, War in the East 3. We're talking about the new game. Anyway, let's move on to the game because we could go down this rabbit hole forever. Now, while I was gone, I did put up one episode. I did that at a kind of a crappy little hotel out by the Grand Canyon of all places. But I said, well, I got to get an episode up. So I turned the turn, and we can go around and talk about that as we go and see kind of what happened, what we think. I think overall, last turn could have been worse, but it actually could have been better too. There were a few places I was a little disappointed where we did get knocked back a little bit. But let's go look at all of the stats, all of the things we usually look at. Doot. Breaking news. What do we have here? 8th Air Force raids early 1943. Okay. Taking the Meredith Line. British forces bypassed and then captured the Meredith Line, forcing the Axis to evacuate southern Tunisia. All right. Well, we've already got Rommel up here down down in the south. He's down in Army Group South. So okay. Well, we didn't lose any points because of this, which is really kind of all we care about. Soviet partisans, we know that one. And the Sea Wolves. You can read all about the Sea Wolves if you want to, if you get to turn 91. Um, we did get more men for the ground forces last turn. Sometimes you got to, I don't know if it's because it was the beta version. I got to click on these when we come back the next time too, as if we haven't read them, but we have. So breaking events, nobody loses or gains any points there. So we've still got this 15-point differential. I mean, if we get a couple of more points here before 94, turn 94, which is when the check is, we could survive even losing a town at this point. Well, not at this point. At that point, we could. At this point, we cannot. And boy, you'd hear some words that maybe you haven't heard since for a long time. Let's put it that way. If they end up with 526 and get a sudden victory on us, so we got to hold off. Now let's go through the north, and then we'll go and look through all these stats. Let's go through the north and down the map. We got attacked at Narva during that turn resolution, the combat resolution. You can see we're down. I've got it on defensiveness. We're down to a 16 for defense there. Now, luckily, I had attached several, support unit battalions here because I think it saved our bacon. But you can see the Soviets here in the middle, these two forces especially look pretty strong. Now, if we did get kicked out of Narva, as long as we didn't get routed, we would fall to here. We could go, drop back and double stack. But the problem is, or double stack right there, the problem is we'd be giving up these great fort levels. I really don't want that to happen. But we may need to get another division up here, but we just don't have a division to spare, really. But somewhat, I mean, this is going to fall eventually if I don't do something. So I haven't quite figured out what to do yet. Um, at the land bridge, it's all the same. We're still on a level 3 fort there. There was a lack of Soviet initiative here in and around Pskov. The Finns are strong as can be. I don't even think they can take it here no matter what they bring, but especially if they're not triple stacked. And all four of these, Pskov, I don't believe can be taken as currently set up. Um, but our weakness is out here, right to the southwest of Pskov. If he breaks through in any of these places, he can surround it. Once we get supply cut off here, that would be ball game. But we've held up here pretty well. And if you look at the defensiveness, because of this mech unit, this is quite strong. I can't tell if that's a 91 or an 81. Either way, it's quite a bit. We also then have, I'm going to take this off for a second. We've got 13th Panzer Division back here in the reserve. It has gotten activated a few times, so it's working as planned there, and that certainly helps. We've also, as we move down here, infantry. I would like to get this Panzer Division off the line, and maybe we will, but this is a Luftwaffe Field Division. It actually looks pretty good at a 19, even though it's only in a level 1 fort. Maybe we could move that up here, but, we cannot lose that hex, obviously, because once we get knocked out of this fort level, it's hard to say that we can stop them. The fort levels have saved us. Look, if you understand these games, these fort levels are so important. And you may be saying, yeah, well, we tried to tell you, Dojo. I know that too. I'm just saying in 1941, we were trying to do something different. We didn't get into fort levels and it wrecked us. It's a cautionary tale, I guess, is how you would say it. As we move down here, 32, 35, we got the big X here as he's trying to push for Riga, obviously, but we've got a lot of strength right in this area now. Um, it's the SS mech units. I mean, we just got a lot of strength there. He did push past our zone of control here, but this is the kind of unit that we can very quickly smoke back here, assuming we don't let it squirt this way. Oh, that's my new puppy. If you can hear the howling, the joys of a new puppy. She likes to cry. She is the cutest little thing. I'll post a picture later. It's a little Samoyed, and she looks like a little polar bear. She's very cute. Anyway, okay, moving down here. This he's bringing a lot more strength here. I say he, the Soviet AI, bringing a lot of strength here, and really kind of in sort of surprising to me, maybe. The AI seems to be really intent on getting this way. You know, this kind of southwest, kind of a scissor cut movement. Okay, we were quite weak here on the northern part of the Minsk Bulge, but we didn't see a lot of attacks last time. I think part of that was the AI was just moving forces into place. We held pretty nicely along here, except just to the north of Minsk. Uh, we got knocked back here, and we're going to have to take this new unit that we brought in on the train and get it over here. Now we don't have a fort level here, and we also don't have a fort level here. They blew our fort level out there. So I mean, there's work to do in that area. As we come around here, this tank core is quite strong with a rifle core right behind it. Now this is where we had the Hungarians just kind of setting up, but we do have a not there. There's the new German division. We have a new German division here. I can get him up here in the rough and maybe try to fight off this armor a little bit. We've got new units coming into the area, and we'll look at that as we proceed here. This is where we're trying to draw the AI into. I will say, credit to the AI, it hasn't quite fallen for it the same way it did last winter. Last winter, everything came through the Pripyat marshes, and we were able to capture what 1.2 or 1.4 million Soviets. As it is now, the AI seems to have adjusted. I don't know if that's true or not, or if it's just in the programming this winter it does something different. But it's now pushing north and it's pushing southwest, which is a lot more effective than just going straight through here in the marshes. Um, our German units did okay out here, but we got some Soviet strength. We did get knocked back here. Along the line, he had a few places where he knocked us back a little bit. He also pushed through a little bit with cavalry, but nothing that was horrible. And if we take the air off of here really quickly, this is still kind of the weak spot. Now, obviously, I brought quite a bit in here into Stanislav, and we'll try to get that over here and get it set up. Otherwise, as we move down the map, there wasn't a whole lot that happened, out here by Odessa. Just not a whole lot. And the AI decided not really to attack out here in the Crimea last time. So, okay. Fine by me. Let's go to, info screens. Let's go to the turn summary. Hold on. Got to scoot down to the comments. Oh, I wanted to say hi to everybody. I know that you guys have been commenting for a while because I am using the scheduling feature again. Hey Anthony, how are you? Sarge the Rager. I'm never early, Sarge. That's right. Well, I do that on purpose, right? I tell people it's going to be at noon. I'm being serious. I'm not joking. I tell people it's going to be at noon because then you get your beer or you get your cheese and crackers, whatever snack you like, and you can sit down and wait for a minute. And then I'm there, right? If I was a little early, people would say, "Oh crap, I missed the first 5 minutes." Anyway, I would rather I be late than all of you be late. How about that? Um, February has flown by. Yes, it's March of 2022. That's crazy. Hey, Stanley, what's up? I tried to answer your question, Stanley. I'm sorry Tokyo Rose got in your ear. I'm sorry she even had to talk, but that she got in your ear. I don't know how to turn that damn thing off, Stanley. I would love to. It's my least favorite sound in the world when Tokyo Rose has a little speech at me. Um, Hey Nord, how are you? I don't know if some of you guys maybe are still around, not around. I'm just saying hi because I'm going all the way back to the top of the comments. Paul Sanders is here. Who else? Who else was in here early? Salty Dodger was here. Hans is here. Hi Hans. Hey, Big Head Valley is here. Anyway, welcome guys. I'm glad to be back. I really miss it when we don't stream. I'm going to go down to the bottom of the comments now because you guys are probably saying all kinds of interesting things. Yeah, Samoyed in California, right? Well, where I live is not that hot. It doesn't get that hot. It really never gets over 80 degrees. But they are big. She is a big fluffy thing. Wait till I post this picture. Hey, Kalo, what's up? Uh, oh, you said don't forget Kalo. I don't know what happened to Kalo. Where is he? Hi, Butts are effect. All right, let's go. Let's check this out. All right, what do we have coming on the map? Well, it should be a decent amount. We don't have anything leaving the map next turn, so that's or this turn, so that's good. So nothing left. We got the 31st Infantry Division back into the reserves, the 223rd back into the reserves. What's coming to the map? We have the 376th Infantry has come to the map. This is backed by Berlin, so these are brand new units. The 56th Infantry, okay. And then we moved. Is that true? Wait a minute. Then we moved the 39th back out. I always forget which hex is hit, which hex is near Berlin and which one is Warsaw. Okay, I was wrong. Well, I'm glad I went back and looked. This is backed by Berlin, and I guess I should know that because of that 135 moving from west to east. So we got one brand new infantry division. I guess I could have told by the manpower as well, 16,000. And then we got the two units back from the reserves into Warsaw. Okay, so we've got three divisions to play with here. Next time we lose the 113th Infantry Division, so we'll have to be aware of that, right? We'll have to make sure um, that we're checking out where is that 113th. I just don't remember off the top of my head where it is. Then we lose all of the damn Italians next time, or pretty much all of them. I don't think it's every single last one of them, but it's the vast majority, like 98% of the Italians take off on turn 93. Okay, yeah. Well, we're on turn 91, and then turn 94 is when the check will be. April 1st is when it checks, but as the turn turns, as the world turns. What is this? A soap opera? And then you see we lose more Italians. I don't know. There's a lot going on there. We'll check that out as we get there. But essentially, we get one new division, two rebuilt divisions to like 2/3 strength this time around. Last turn, we lost 7,727 troops, 290 guns, 39 AFBs, and 28 aeroplanes. Okay. On the map, wow. Okay, on the map, we gain 1,041. The Soviets gained 42,000. We gained 20 guns. The Soviets gained 1,500 artillery pieces. Holy moly. We lose 212 panzers. Now, well, AFVs. We don't know what kind of panzers they are necessarily. I guess we had a motorized group that moved off the map. We're going to have to go figure out where that was. The Soviets gain 45. We lose 24 aircraft. Excuse me. And the Soviets gain 151. Okay, logistics look a lot better. Again, we talk about this every turn, but the logistics now look fine. Not great, but fine. Um, you can see we have 55 units that are below 75%, but we have 0 that are below 50%. This is just going to happen, as time goes on. I mean, we're in the middle of warfare here, so you're not always going to get perfect supply. But as long as we're not getting any critical supply now, I feel pretty good about our logistics situation. Hold on, I got to get a drink of coffee. Oh, my goodness. It's been a while. I got to get my vocal cords back into practice here. All right, that's the turn summary. Let's go to the order of battle. Uh, we have 263,000 men back in the reserves now, 2.4 million men on the map. This is just for the Germans. Our Axis allies have 949,000 men on the map, 923,000 of which are ready. 5,000 reserve forces. Okay, I mean, you can look at all this. The Soviets are closing in on having 6 million men on the map. It only shows us 4,300 in the reserves. I doubt that's true. But you can look down here and see what the breakdown is. Okay, let's now look at losses. We are up to 3.265 million, 51,000 guns, 9,000 AFVs. The Soviets, 9,979. So they're about to push over 10 million, 153,000 guns, 45,769 AFVs. You can see we've killed 3.35 million. Soviets, 4.264 men captured. So, okay. I'd rather see this number around 6 and see this number around 5, really, I think. Men disabled, 2.3 million. Production screen, for those that like to look at the production screen, men in the pool, you can see Hungarians have a lot of men still sitting in the pool. 83,000 Germans in the pool, 38,000 Finns, so the Finns have plenty to keep reloading there in Pskov. You can see all the production. Now, of course, this is going down as the Allied bombing campaign kicks into high gear. You can see the fuel over here. We're fine on fuel. We're fine on everything, really. I mean, there's, the things we can control. Everything else is just kind of out of our control as far as the bombing and how it degrades your production, etc. Let's look at the charts. Soviets started at 441 when the initiative changed hands. It's now at 510. You can see, it's chipping away through events, which is kind of interesting in 43. You would honestly think that events would really kind of be going against us as the Axis, just because the Western powers will have picked up the pace, whether it be in Africa, um, the bombing campaign, etc. But I'll take it. I'm not going to argue with it. Losses, manpower losses. Okay, well, we've got the Soviets right around this 35 to 50,000. Ours has really gone down as far as how many losses we're taking. The AI is only attacking in 10 or 12 specific spots. It's not a full frontal offensive. Gun losses, 645 to 273. AFV losses, we're keeping those high, but he just keeps cranking out so many AFVs, and they're better, right? I mean, now that they're coming out, the AFVs that he's getting are better than the ones that we're destroying, so we're probably going backwards there. Um, Total aircraft losses, sure. Okay, take a peek at that. Mapmen, 5.83. So we started to go back up a little bit here. We've really leveled off kind of at this 3.2 to 3.3 mark. The Soviets had leveled off for a couple of turns, but that won't last unless we start capturing or killing men. Map guns, this has just gone hyperbolic. This is what my stock portfolio needs to look like. Just straight up. Map AFV, same thing, just going straight up, hyperbolic. Map aircraft, you can see the Soviets are starting to bring their air assets back onto the map and just producing more, right? Let's look at the weather, which is quite important, and we have got snow all over the map. It's no longer heavy snow, except way up by Leningrad, right? So we do up on the Narva line have, some heavy snow, but for the vast majority of the map, it's just snow. Let's go to weather in the air. We've got snowfall on the main map everywhere. And then at the end of the turn, we've got a blizzard that's moving back down in. I keep thinking the rain's going to come eventually. Let's show the dominating weather table. And you can see it almost kind of goes from north to south. We don't really have anything in polar, right? But humid, cold, humid, moving down. We're here in March, right? And you can see clear down in arid desert, rain and temperate dry in the arid steppes, cold in humid warm and temperate humid, and then snowfall here. As we get out into now, these months are divided into threes. We talked about this long time ago. It's kind of strange, right? You would think it'd be divided into fours, but it's divided into the early part of the month, the middle of the month, and late in the month. As we click over into middle, you can see the rain bumps up, a little bit here into the temperate humid. As opposed to being cold, it goes to rain. And then by the end of the month, it stays exactly the same except cold instead of snowfall and humid. Then when we get into April, you see that snowfall is only in the polar. And since we don't really have very many polar hexes, I'm trying to think where. I don't think we have any on the actual where we're playing right now anyway. Um, it will all go to cold and rain. Now we want this to get as much rain as possible, and you can see April, May, June. That rain just keeps moving up into the colder regions of the Soviet Union. But always interesting to look at that. So we can't count on the rain coming anytime soon, although you can see it back here to the west, right? It's completely muddy back here in Germany. So, well, let's call it Poland. I don't want any Poles to get pissed off at me. But then all the, out here. And then I'm not sure where is the German-Polish line. It's got to be probably, well, I'm not even going to get into it. It's got to be right out here, kind of in this area. Alrighty then. Well, we've done all of that. Now, I'm not going to bring air forces back on the map this time because, there's a blizzard coming. It's still, a lot of snowfall all over the map. I don't see any reason to bring them out. It's not going to hurt. Certainly, it would help. It would help, but we're going to take big operational losses. I'm kind of keeping all of my air units fresh and ready for some kind of spring and summer offensive. Uh, yeah. War in the Pacific? What in the world are you guys talking about? Uh, hey, Peter, you haven't missed puppy pictures yet. I'll post one after this. Uh, No, we're not going to put her on screen. I'm not going to make her an international superstar yet. Anyway, okay, let's move down. Let's look at our air forces. We've got long range bombers in Riga. That's fine. We've got or medium to long, medium level long range bombers down this way. What is that? Kudenfall? I don't know what that is. TAC bombers, fighters, and TAC bombers in Minsk. That's fine. Mid range, kind of back here, off the front, way west of Minsk. What else do we have out here? JG-52s down here. Those are fighters, of course. Stukas or TAC bombers here. Lvov we have. Now, these TAC bombers might be under a little bit of a threat. Let's live dangerously. Luftwaffe 4, we've got fighters down here, JG-54, Transport Group South. I actually moved those up. I can't remember if I did that online or not. I did talk about this when I recorded. I want to move that rail unit back down to Constanta because it's really hurt the amount of freight that we brought into Constanta. So I'm going to fix that this time. But I think we're all fine when it comes to the air war, the doctrines, Army Group North, Army Group Center, Army Group South, Army Group A, Army Group Antonescu. I think that's fine. And, here in the next 4 or 5 turns, when the snowfall stops, I'll bring them back out. Let's look at that weather map one more time just to make sure I'm not being overly cautious with them. Show current weather. Weather on the ground, well, no, weather in the air is really what I want to see. It's all snowfall here, and we've got a blizzard coming in. I'm just going to wait. I'll just wait, till that blizzard passes, and then I'll probably bring all of our air assets back on the map for a huge 1943 air offensive. Sure. Okay, well, let's run it. Execute air. Oh, I said in my last video, one thing I wanted to look at is in the doctrines, was there a way, I mean, the directives. Why do I do that? Directives. But I also did want to look at the doctrines to see when we run freight if we can control the altitude. You guys that watched what I uploaded the other day, um, I don't know that we can control the altitude that they go out in. I just don't know. Why do I not know that? I don't think we can. Well, let's bring up Luflata 1 before I get off of this really quickly. Let's go back. Let's show the error. We're showing the error. Let's go to Luflata 1. We can't do it from anywhere here. Naval Air Patrol, Air Superiority, Recon, Strategic, Ground Attack, Ground Support. I mean, there's just no way, I don't think, to control the altitude of your transport planes. And maybe that's by design, but I don't see it. All right, I'm just going to run the air either way. If you guys tell me there's a way to do it, we'll do it for next time. But I don't know. I haven't been able to figure it out. All right, going through our air phase. M60 says no, there is not an air transport option. That's what I thought. Anthony says he's pretty sure I can do it though. I've got a general staff disagreement. I don't think there's a way. I looked around. I mean, I feel like I know these systems, the systems of the game anyway, about as good well as anyone. I can't think of a place where they would be if I can't do it at the doctrine or directive areas. Maybe I would have to do it down at the squadron. I mean, you can't really do it at the squad level. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna keep looking. Um. Oh, Anthony's saying you. Okay. Oh, sorry. Got you. All right. So everybody agrees we can't do it, right? Okay. That makes me feel better. I like when we all agree. It doesn't happen often. I like when we all agree though. Okay, let's get going on the ground war. And where do we go from here? Well, this again is the hex I'm worried about, but I don't think there's anything immediate that I can do up here, meaning I don't think that we can just move something around. I could move, like this unit to here and then move this unit to here. Well, I couldn't even get him there, but that just tires them both out. It gets rid of their combat prep points. As it is now, he's got 50 combat prep points. He's got 100, 74, 93. They're all well supplied, but this has gotten beaten down a little bit. I mean, it's still at 10,000 men. This is at 14,000. Let's look at the TOE 60. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot we can do there other than maybe attach support units. Now, what I'm not under, let's go to 50th Corps. Let's go look at Lindemann. Is it that I don't have anything at 16? Yeah, see, I can pull down from OKH here. That's what we'll have to do. Okay. Those are not in great shape, certainly. We've got construction and we've got some anti-aircraft. Wow, that's a real crappy menu. Um, this infantry battalion we could put in there. I mean, I like having all of this. I got to figure out a way to get more support units out here to 16th Army. Can he pull down more? Well, I mean, he can only pull from OKH, right? So it's going to be that same bit. We've got so much back here in the reserves. Let's go back and look at the reserves because I know that certain of you love to look at the reserves. I do too. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying some people are more interested in it than others. Let's get off that so I can zoom. Get off that so I can zoom. There we go. All right. For some reason that sticks on me and I'm not sure why. Let's do it again. Zoom. Zoom out, zoom in. There we go. Oh, I do want to hit Z here. There we go. So we see what we're dealing with. Okay, 18th Panzer actually rebuilt here. It was the one that we had on refit. So let's go here. Let's turn the refit off and let's put that back on the map for next time. I guess we should go through all of this now anyway. Let's put that back on the map. So we've got a new Panzer, well, I say a new, a mainly rebuilt Panzer division coming back. Motorized has not rebuilt. I'm actually going to turn refit on there. So we'll have that on refit. Now the divisions we put on refit, look at that. 99. They went way back on the TOE. I love it. Let's turn the refit off and move them to the map for next turn. And we'll do the same here. Refit off and then to the map. So the 225th, these are going to be really helpful. Turn the refit off there so they don't come back on the map with refit on. Okay, 131st goes back. Now let's see what else we got cooking here. 49, 49, a lot of 28s, a 48. I'm looking for anything that's better than these 49s. And I'm not finding it. All right, so let's turn the refit on. 49, 49, and then where there was a 48. Oh, that's a Jaeger though. These are both Jaegers. These are all Jaegers down here. So this is the 137th, the 387th. Do I have another infantry division that's close? That's in the 40s? 49, 49. Well, maybe we just run with these two, but I'm trying to get as much out of here as I can. Uh, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do a few of the Jaegers? Not that they're my favorite units. But we're eventually going to, okay, I'll do 3 of the Jaegers. They have a little bit different of build out. So, okay, so now we've got 5 units on refit next time. Hopefully we can get all 5 of those out. And I guess one of the armors I'll turn on. That worked last time. Let's do 2nd Panzer. Okay, so now that motorized and 5 infantry we'll try to rebuild for next time. Now then, down here, this is just not rebuilding. We're just not getting artillery, or to the extent that we are, it's going into new units or it's going into these rebuilding units. It's not coming to straight up support units. We do have an anti-aircraft there. Let's turn, or let's put that back on the map. So that'll go to OKH. The General Goering, 22, 48, 50, no. Mountain, nope. Stug or guns, nope. Engineer units, nothing doing there. All right, well, we don't have a lot of great support units here. I think, I hate to take it out, but I think we need help here. So I am going to put this infantry battalion in. It's 100. I might be better. No, you know what? No. Hold on. Do I have anything directly attached to these guys? No. No. And no. Okay. I'm going to think about that. I think I should probably attach the infantry here. Then the Stug could be used by any of these guys. I'm just going to do it. Let's put that infantry battalion in with 58th ID. You can see that already popped its manpower up, right? Oh, weird. It's drawing a line back this way. It does that with ghost lines. Again, it's a beta version, so I'm sure a lot of this stuff's been kinked out. Um, that's fine. So I'll put that in there. I do want to. Okay, that's good. You cannot lock it on this level, right? I mean, it's just attached to this until you tell it to go away. So that's a level 2. These guys should be okay. All right, let's move down. We've got 16th Army. I do want him to pull. Is that true? I mean, really, Lindemann is the guy that needs them. Sorry, I'm thinking, and sometimes it hurts. The howitzers, light flak Stug. let's pull these on the map because I want to directly attach them if I can. I know they're in bad shape, but I'm going to pull a couple of these down anyway. If we don't pull them down, we may as well put them in the reserves. I'm going to pull them down and see if they rebuild out here a little bit. Okay, 16th Army, that's fine. We're under Schöne, fantastic general, 25 of 27. And then, so he's got Lindemann, and then down here he has Stemmerman. Stemmerman's fine. He's decent general. He has got quite a bit, and maybe we send some of this back up the chain because Stemmerman is this stack, right? Uh, I do not want it to go away from 23rd, which is von Arnim, because von Arnim is Pskov itself. And now we have directly attached a Stug battalion. That's where some of these support units went. A Stug battalion and a mixed flak battalion. That's perfect. I don't want that to change at all. But I think that I can go up here, there, and maybe like the Werfer battalion. I can kick that. I'll kick that over to. I can't get him all the way back this time. I can't get him up there to 50th, right? But I can put him in 16th Army. So let's put that in 16th Army. Um, do I want to do anything else? Probably not. I'd like to have some of this stuff directly attached up there, but I don't think we can get it. I mean, we can't get it up there certainly this time. We can put it in 16th Army and then pull it down next time, which is what I'd be looking to do. Okay, in Pskov, everything's as it is. I don't think there's anything to be done there. We've got Totenkopf sitting here like a poised lion ready to get after something. Uh, I mean, we could contemplate some kind of attack. It looks like the Soviets have, I don't want to say given up on Pskov a little bit, but they've certainly moved their strength maybe here instead of right around ringing the city, which quite frankly is probably a good idea. Because they're just not going to take Pskov by a direct assault at this point, unless they bring a hell of a lot more than they've got in this area right now. I did, and I had talked about putting Totenkopf in with 42nd. Now, obviously, von Arnim should be a pretty good. That's what is Stemmerman on mech? Oh, he's only a 5, right? Von Arnim is actually the Pskov general. I was thinking about putting this in 42nd, so we're not taking that penalty here, but I don't think I want to change their commands. I think it's okay. I think we're going to keep it as is. Meanwhile, we've got 13th Panzer here in reserve. I love it. Keep it. It's in a level 1 fort building to a level 2. These guys, we got a brand new division that had come in a couple of turns ago. He's down to 15,000 men just through attrition, but he's at 88 TOE. That all looks good. That's fine. Let's turn on defensiveness here. So 91, X 91, 45, 50. We've done a pretty damn good job of building this up a little bit. It looks a lot better than it did. Now, these Luftwaffe field divisions, this is how I traditionally like to use them, traditionally, which is back from the line a little bit to where they block breakthroughs. Now, they don't block them in perpetuity. Sounds like an accountant. But they do eat up movement points. So it can't just go flying through here, right? Something can't just fly through. We do have Bulk back here. He is a fantastic general. That all looks good. I guess the only weaker spot would be here. That's why I was talking about that field division. I was thinking about maybe moving it down here, just kind of a defensive play on that hex. But I think we're okay. I'm not saying we're great, but I don't think I'm going to move anything there. Bulk is where I need him to be. I could, if I wanted to get crazy, move Totenkopf out of here into reserve. I'm not going to do that, though, because I do think they would start to center all of their attacks right there. I don't like the mismatch, but I think I'm going to keep it as is. Okay, we're down here to Vayler, Otto Vayler. This is 28th Corps. He's fine. I mean, I don't think there's anything to be done there. The only thing we need to deal with is this right here. But we do have a Panzer division sitting here that can move around. We also have this mech. We also have this is why I have to look at this though. Polizia is in bad shape, very bad shape, and really needs to move out of here. It needs to go back to the reserves. We do have, oh, see, the 251st did not rebuild last time. We've talked about why that is. Uh, you know, we're taking too much in the reserves. That's why I'm trying to get things out of the reserves. We'll see if I can get enough out to start rebuilding units. But how are we going to deal with this? Well, I think what we're going to do is let's move Polizia around here as a blocking force, just so he doesn't squirt the wrong direction. Um, and then let's back. This is the SS Panzer Corps. This is under Steiner. Steiner. Now that's very German. Uh, one, two, three, four, five. Okay, let's move him this way for a moment. And then I'm going to take this mech unit. I don't really even want to use that infantry. Let's just take the mech and hit it. And we send that absolutely flying out of here. We lose 71 men, 4 guns, 1 AFV. The Soviets lose 10, 50, 17, and 17, and 27 planes just for good measure. Uh, Okay, I think that's fine. Now that is not a strong force. I I understand that. We probably could move Polizia back up here. What's his TOE? 51. All right. I mean, he just doesn't have a lot of men, but he's not in critical condition. And I'm not talking about your heart. Um, Rightio then. Now this guards airborne units out here. What is it? Oh, this is a brand new 23rd ID. It just moved out here really. We're going to take this and I'll take the mech again and hit there and see if we can move this. Wow, we do not. That was shocking. Now the reason I hit that is because it's showing really low on supply. Okay, moving on. I'm afraid we missed a dice roll or something there. I'm very surprised we didn't move that. Well, this mech unit's going to get tired. We got to watch out there. He's got now only 3 combat prep points. This all looks okay. What's his TOE? 68. All right. Well, we got to be careful there. We cannot have these get in any kind of bad shape. Oh, looking here. Um, and this was a fresh division, 23rd ID. He's got an orange for supply. Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised by that. All right, Luftwaffe Field Division. I want to move this back or over, and we'll put it in swamp potentially. I say potentially. We are going to put it in the swamp and let it start trying to build here. Now, this motorized unit has gotten shoved back in the past, but we're going to attack right here. I'll even bring in the field division. That's how frisky I'm feeling out here. And we do scoot that back. Scooch. 395 and 10. Soviets lose 21, 11, 25, 19, and 5 planes. Perfect. I needed to move that back because I don't want to lose this level 3 fort. But as part of that, we can't let the Soviets move too far by us, to the south either. So we got to watch out for that. But man, this motorized division's in bad shape. Now, luckily, we brought a brand new division in here. And I think I want that to come where? Here? Here? Hmm. Hmm. Do, 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 do. Oh, you guys are such pessimists. That was fine. That was fine. We scooted that back. We had to. That attack, yeah, I'll give you that. That was 50-50. I really got to make sure we don't, wear out these mech units. But if you're not going to attack with these mech units, you're just going to, I mean, we may as well just turn the turn because, these are the best units you've got on the map at this point. I'm trying just to hold him off to Riga a little bit. We're eventually going to take all of this and meet up, hopefully, with this as we punch through here and try to get a limited encirclement here out by Dagapils where all these roadways come down. Uh, This, I was looking at that supply, thinking maybe it was a little weaker than it was showing, and we were wrong about that. Well, it happens. Level 3 fort, level 2 fort. Okay, this is rebuilding. We got secondary rail moving out here. Where's it going to? Oh, it's rebuilding some of this stuff. Okay, great. Awesome. Um, this division is very interesting to me. Now, we got shoved back here a little bit up in this area. So that 268th ID, holy crap. That looks as bad as it gets. That needs to get out of here. 268th ID. I'm going to put it, well, maybe I just bring it back here and replace, just so I have something back here. I'm going to bring it on the road to here for now, but I mean, that thing's essentially not even a fighting force anymore. This, I really want this hex back. Now, what is this? Well, that's clear. Maybe I don't want it back so badly. That is clear. I think what I'm going to do, got the field division there. Huh. Well, I mean, he's pushing so far here. I just don't want this to get under pressure. He's in such a strong position there. Lightwoods, level 3 fort. This is clear level 3. Well, I wish I was in the mud, certainly. We could get in the mud there, the swamp, and trade places. That's a brand new division. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to move this into this swamp. And I'm going to move this motorized into this fort level, which is in the light woods instead of, it being in the swamp. Now we've got this Panzer division and we've got this brand new infantry division. Now what do we have here? We've got 10th MD and 22nd Panzer. Okay. We've got real infantry problems here, certainly. I mean, I've got a lot of different places to put these things. That is swamp. I think this infantry, we move here into the swamp. That's clear. Yeah, I'm going to put him right there. Uh, that's a 60 right off the top. Once he builds a fort level, he can hold this area, I hope. Uh, Tank Corps against a Panzer Division. I'll play. I'm fine with that. Um, Now then, let's go back to von Manstein for him, I think. And the way to do that is probably to take this unit. I was going to go here. He could start to build a fort level if I could find a muddy hex. Or he could come sit with these guys. What's his TOE? Yeah, no, never mind. Um, this needs to go back to the reserves. I'm just going to put it back there. He needs to go. I mean, he's down to nothing. So this infantry's here. Now von Manstein's down to 8 of 9, so we'll put him in with von Manstein. 56th Panzer Corps. Okay. At least I've got the 56th Panzer Corps out here. It's not like we're just, rolling with absolute crap. He's got no more movement points. Man, I don't want to give up that fort level, but I'm actually thinking that being back here would do more good. But I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it just to try to keep the fort level. New infantry. These guys aren't particularly strong, but I think they can hold on. Now we get into the problem child. Uh, 5,800 men. Now he is in the swamp. What's his TOE? 33. Yeah, that's not good. But I think what I can do is start to scooch. 7th Corps. Your 7th Corps. Oh, von Manstein, by the way, he needs to move up the road a little bit. Let's put him there. That way everybody's in command. Oh, and then we just have this? I guess I could have put this infantry here with Volkers, but he's not as good a general as von Manstein. So, okay. Well, he needs to move up here as well. All right, that gets him a little out of the way anyway, of any kind of potential breakthrough there. So I think we're going to start scooching if we can. Now, can you get there? Yes. Now, luckily, this is the heavy woods, and we've got what appears to be a fairly weak unit there. I just don't want it to squirt the wrong way. Um, I've got infantry there, and we can bring more infantry. You know, one of these units can come into this area. That's probably where I'm going to want him. But I got to make sure. We could also pull something back here. Like there's infantry. He could just kind of get in the way. Yeah, actually, let's bring this here. Okay. Now then, we can take this 10,000. I don't want to hit with him. Let's just take that and try to move this cavalry. I don't want to use that either. Just that one. And let's see if we can move this cavalry. All right, we blow that out of there. We lose 37 men under Gustav Fenn, 4 guns, 11, 51, 18, and 6. And off that goes. Now I think we can start trying to shift some things. I think the obvious first one is to go there. Now, is that swamp? Perfect. Okay. Now this can come. It's already got a level 1 fort there. I like that. Can he get up? But he can't get up there. So we may have to just go here. I really would like to be up here if we could be, but I don't think I can get enough forces there. That it's 5,400 men. That ain't going to cut it. So we're going to have to do it like this. Let's bring that there. This 5,000 is going to go. Nope, undo that. This 5,000 is going to go there. And then he's going to go there. And we're going to change some commands. So he's at least double stacked. He's only up against a very small Soviet cavalry force there. This is 7th Corps under Fenn. Let's put you in 7th Corps. Okay. Now we'll just change the command there, right? Because this is 6 of 9 under Walt Weiss. So we'll put that into 6th Corps. 6th Corps. There you go. All right. I mean, this is not strong. 8,400, 8,400. What do we have here? We've got light woods. We've got light woods. What do we have here? Light woods. Okay. I mean, these aren't particularly impressive Soviet units across the front here, but he does have some strength there. 55-42. So this got knocked back. Is he even ready? Yeah, he's still a ready fighting unit. All right, let's bring. Oh, I see. Let's bring that there, and we'll also put that under Weiss, 6th Corps. So that'll go into 6th Corps. And then the motorized we'll put somewhere else. Let's back Weiss up 1. All right, he's got these units here. And then I think this motorized I'll bring over this way. There? Or do I just put him here? That's clear, and it's got a fort level. So I'm just going to put him right there. This Corps headquarters, okay, let's move him over 1 just for a second. I'm not sure I'm going to keep him moved. Now, who do we have here? This is 9th Corps. Got about 15,000 men there. 83-35. That doesn't look particularly strong. And that doesn't look particularly strong. Now, that is heavy woods. That is clear. Damn it. Clear. These are all clear. But I can't really go back too far because we want to keep this line, I think. I think we've got to keep that line. 83-35. We've got the motorized here. I guess this could be. Oh, that's Rendulic. He's good at everything. I mean, Mech is a 6, but that's all right. He's got 8 of 9. Why do you have 8 of 9? Oh, he's got this ID back here that got hurt. Okay, so I'm going to put this motorized under Rendulic. Let's scoot him out 1. Let's put him right there. And then we'll put this in 9th Corps. Okay, into 9th Corps you go. And then we'll take this out of 9th Corps. Where do we want to put him? We can put him here under Hartnett. So that is 27th Corps. Let's do that. All right, 27th Corps. And then I'm going to move him. I can't get all the way to that hex because of zone of control. Well, hell, now I kind of want to stack him there, but I'm going to move this motorized back here. I'm going to move this infantry here just in case there's any kind of breakthrough. This motorized I'm going to put on reserve behind the line everywhere here. These guys, let's put it back on defensiveness. So, I mean, these look lower than what they'll actually be. They haven't built fort levels. And also I moved around a few here and changed commands. Hopefully that's going to build a little faster. We need it to. We could bring this infantry up here, but here we have 48, 42, 39, 32, 29. Now the Soviets have a lot of strength here, certainly, but we really need to take this unit and move this away. Let's get it. If we move it by rail, we can get it here still with 196, and I think we can get it to this hex. What is this? Lightwoods, Lightwoods, rough. Wow, man, he kicked us out of a rough hex, this guy. All right, let's move this by train to there, take it off the train. Yeah, he can't get there. Hi, hi, hi. Okay. If that's Lightwoods, whoops. Whoops, maybe he can get there. Hold on. Yes, there. Gee whiz, that was hard for me to figure out. Uh, okay, that's only 10,000 though. That's just a rebuilt unit. I think this motorized should be okay. Well, I say that. Should be and will be are two different things. The blue is not ready. This field division is also unready. 35th Corps, that looks weak right there, but we have more units we could bring in. I mean, a lot of this needs to come into this area. We also have a new headquarters. Oh, Ernst Highway to Hell is here, guys. That brightens my day. I could also take, let's say, this division. I don't want to say it's not doing anything because it is, but I mean, that could move up into this area. Maybe stack there, and then I put the panzers there, and then take this, send it to reserves, or put it somewhere else. Whew, my goodness. Hey, what's up, Sarge? How you doing? Anthony, I'm not opposed to what you suggest. Anthony is saying kind of pull back a little bit. I think this is what you're saying, right? Is kind of pull back here, kind of a line here. I think that's what you're saying, right? Or pulling back, up here maybe to here and really make it a bulge. Um, I'm trying to keep as much space as I can here because until the check happens, because when the check happens, we're pulling out of here anyway. When after the check, we are going to try to do a limited encirclement here. And then I'm going to try to probably do one in this area, something like that. But I probably will be pulling back from Minsk anyway. So we've got about 3 turns. I don't dislike what you're saying, but I'm trying to stay in fort levels where I can. Now, we did come down south a little bit here. We can always give a little more ground, but I don't want to really give too much more before turn 94. But we're going to figure all of that out next time. Um, you guys are great. Thank you so much for all the support. I'll put up a picture of the new pup. I think you guys will enjoy that. I still think we're in okay shape here. I still think we're going to win the game. We'll see. We'll see. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. We are on turn 91, if you can believe that. We're not even halfway done. This is going to be a 700 episode saga. It's like who shot JR? Anyway, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I will stream tomorrow. Let's do it again tomorrow since I've been gone for a little bit. Usually we don't do it on Mondays. We will do it tomorrow.